If you've been watching any high-level games, whether it be pubs or pro matches, you might have noticed a behavior that is very rare in normal Dota games. And that is that when they get low, a lot of the time they just walk into the enemy tower. Now, if you're unexperienced with Dota, this might look like it goes against all the principles of staying alive and not feeding the enemy goal. But today I thought we would just look at the raw numbers and see when is it worth it to go and suicide to the tower instead of staying in lane. So let's take a look at the numbers. So how much gold do you actually lose? Well, you lose your net worth divided by 40 in unreliable gold. So in the laning stage, this is going to be anything from 10 to 75 when dying to the tower. I'm also going to talk about dying to neutral creeps in a bit, so let's just add that number there as well. Now, how much does it cost to stay alive? Assuming that you're roughly at 25% of your health and mana, then you need 1 salve and 1 clarity. That is going to cost you 150 gold. Now, another thing we need to talk about when it comes to dying to the tower or dying to the neutral creeps is that the enemy gets gold. This is of course the main disadvantage of doing this, so let's look into how much gold they actually get. So, the gold that you feed the enemy is going to depend on your level and your net worth, and of course those vary throughout the laning stage, but using estimates and assuming that you're a support below level 6, you're going to feed somewhere between 150 and 300 gold. Now of course, dying to neutral creeps gives the enemy 0 gold, and staying alive also gives the enemy 0 gold. Okay, so finally let's look at the net worth difference of all the different options. Well, when dying to tower, you might expect that the net worth difference is 250 gold, that's what the numbers would say, but remember, you actually get a teleport scroll worth 100 gold when you die, so you need to keep that in mind. The net worth difference is actually 150 gold when you take the scroll into account. Dying to neutral creeps of course doesn't give you a teleport scroll, so the net worth difference is 75. And of course, staying alive it just costs a bunch of money, so the difference is 150 gold. Now, looking at these numbers only, it might seem like dying to neutral creeps should be the correct option in pretty much every scenario, but that rarely happens in pro games. And why is that? Well, there is one aspect that we haven't looked at yet, and that is time. You see, your respawn timer depends on what killed you. When you die to the tower, it's roughly going to be around 15 seconds in the laning stage. When you die to neutral creeps, it's locked at 26 seconds for the laning stage. This 11-second respawn timer difference might not seem like a lot, but it does actually make a huge difference, especially in the high level games, but I think it actually matters a lot in the low level games as well. If you're able to secure your hard carry or offlaner to get 2 melee last hits and 1 deny, it's actually a lot more valuable to die to the tower than dying to neutral creeps. The 11-second time difference is quite a lot if you actually think about it. Now, we need to remember you have a third option as well, which is staying alive. And assuming that you let the clarity run out fully, you need to stay quote-unquote AFK for 25 seconds, but generally this is not the case unless you're playing like Clockwork or some other melee sport. If you're able to keep the clarity up and stay in lane, then it's generally better to stay alive. It's going to cost you the same amount, but you might be able to be a little bit more active in lane. And if you take into consideration that you might be able to do pulls and stacks and ward, then if you had the option, it's better to stay alive. But the thing is, when the pros dive the tower and die to the tower, they do it because they don't have the option to stay alive. They don't have a healing salve and a clarity. So I think that's pretty much it. If you have regen, take it. If you don't, then die to the tower. That's pretty much it. Things change a lot after the laning stage, but generally the rule of thumb after the laning stage is just don't die at all. But thanks for watching, bye bye.